Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sissi says Arab leaders have endorsed Egypt's post-war plan for the Gaza Strip. Speaking at a summit of Arab nations in Cairo, al-Sissi said the reconstruction plan would allow Gaza's roughly 2 million Palestinians to remain in the territory. The leaders called on the international communities to support the plan. Their goal is to counter Donald Trump's plan to take over Gaza and resettle Palestinians in neighboring countries. Karim El-Gawari is following all of this from Cairo. Karim, what is the Egyptian proposal that was adopted by the summit?
Well, we still don't have a copy about the details of the plan, but it's a reconstruction plan over 5 years worth $54 billion. Not clear who will foot the bill, possibly the Gulf states, but there's no commitment yet. There is going to be a Gaza investment conference in Egypt to be held in the next weeks. On the political side, there is the idea that the administration of the Gaza Strip, will be run by a committee of technocrats that will oversee the reconstruction. And this committee of technocrats will be created per decree by the Palestinian authorities in the West Bank, but the Palestinian Authority itself will then have no say in the daily work. There's no time frame of the whole plan, and there remain a lot of open questions, of course.
One of the questions, the most pressing one maybe, is that Hamas are, for all intents and purposes, in charge of Gaza. What does this proposal mean for them? I'm assuming they were not at the table when this was approved. Where do you see them factoring in? Where are they supposed to go under this agreement?
Well, they were not at the table, and there's clearly an attempt to sideline them. Although all the Hamas officials already said the day after in Gaza can be only decided by the Palestinians, and it wants to have a say what kind of technocratic committee is formed. Hamas expressed in the last weeks some readiness to give up some of its administrative power in the Gaza Strip, but it's rejecting all attempts to disarm. Its official says that this is a right that is not negotiable, although disarming of Hamas is not part of the Egyptian plan.
Yeah, sounds like a major stepping stone in the way ahead. This, Karim, has nothing to do with Donald Trump's Riviera plan of displacing Palestinians from Gaza. How are the leaders gathered in Egypt planning on navigating the Trump-Netanyahu factor?
Well, basically what we saw in Cairo now was a show of Arab unity, the rejection of Trump's idea of the displacement of the Palestinians from the Gaza Strip. In a way, this Arab unity is even going much wider than only about the topic of the reconstruction and displacement of the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. Every speaker in Cairo mentioned the Israeli violence in the West Bank, where in the last weeks 40,000 Palestinians were displaced from their houses. There are, of course, especially fears in Jordan about the displacement in the West Bank, as there are fears in Egypt about the displacement in the Gaza Strip. And the Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara, who the first time took part in an Arab summit, complained about the Israeli incursions into his country. So in a way, all those issues, the West Bank, the incursions into Syria and what's happening in Gaza are bringing the Arab states together. Now they have to, of course, convince the rest of the world about their plans to rebuild Gaza for the Palestinians.
No easy feat. Karim El-Gawari, journalist in Cairo, thanks for that.
You're welcome.